So we are showing off our amazing fish breads, right? Yeah. Who's saying right? Me. Right. So we're showing off our amazing fish breads, yes. And we threw everything in here. Peanut butter powder, just fucking everything. Molasses, pecans, I don't even know what else. I don't really want to talk about it right now. Almond oil. Yes, eggs. Oat milk. Mm-hmm. Everything great, yeah. I'm like vomiting. You're very busy. You're very overwhelmed. So we're gonna put it in the new oven, right? We're gonna put it in the new oven, but it took the look of a fish bread. So it's gonna look like a fish. It's totally a fish, isn't it? Yeah. Shouldn't we put a pecan in its eye? Yeah, we probably should. What's this thing? That can pass for an eye, right? Yeah, fuck it. So listen, yeah. Yes. Did you want to? Yeah, we made a lot of dough. So John just said, that's all right. And I've never done this in all my years in baking. Thought to put leftover bread dough or batter and freeze it. Right. Always an option. Yeah. So this is plenty of fish breads. Nobody in their right mind can eat all this fish breads. Right. Maybe they can if they're a big fat slob, but, probably you don't want to do that. And you got the thing about bread is this. This is why when I used to bake, yes, Johnny, do tell. When I used to bake, I'd give to the doorman. I'd give to because I would go on these tangents and I'd be baking. But it's like it's got to be they got to eat it that day, right? They really do. You don't want fresh bread sitting around. It just won't do. It loses something every day. You're so right. You're right about that. So this fish bread is going to be great, hot out of the oven with butter or jam. I want jelly on my fish breads, right? Because there's some blackstrap molasses in this fish breads. Oh, we keep calling it fish breads. It sounds like it's made of fish, but there's no fish in it. It just looks like a fish. Blackstrap molasses is like the sweetener, and we barely used any. And look at how dark it made it, but. It doesn't really, blackstrap molasses is very high in iron. It's very good for your blood. So people take it as a supplement. They take a couple of tablespoons a day. I'm going to start doing that again. John says I need to do that, but especially if you're vegan. And it has very low glycemic index, and it's not very, very sweet when it's used in baking. We tasted the fish bread's flour, what am I talking about? Batter, right? And it's not really sweet, but there's something about it that's nice. Like it's not plain, it's something else. Right. Do they use molasses in pumpernickel? I don't know. Oh, we should have used poppy seeds. Ugh. Why did you just say that to me now? We'll do it with the next batch. All right. Shit. We got these new poppy seeds in. Yeah. But actually, those kind of dope you up. Yeah, if you cook with poppy seeds, you should be careful, right? They tell you that. The health food industry will tell you that. People don't usually tell you that, though. Not the people who sell it to you. But poppy seeds are like an opioid. That's correct. So they can really make you drowsy, yeah. Like, think of Dorothy in Wizard of Oz running across the poppy field. I'm getting tired thinking about it. Okay, so the point is, what's the point? So it's a beautiful little thing to have as a treat, a nice piece of bread with poppy seeds in it, and some tea, some chamomile tea just before bedtime. I love this. Don't you love it? I love it too. We should really put poppy in here. We can sprinkle some on top. All right, we're going to sprinkle some poppy seed on top. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Poppy seeds have been located. All is well on the home front. All right, so we're sprinkling them on top, right? Then we're going to show this. Yeah, you're going to sprinkle them on top, like the way people do with buns, right? Poppy seed buns. It'll give a nice flavor to it too, Yeah. Oh, I always like poppy seeds, I got nothing against them at all. And as a matter of fact, I was putting them in tea during my withdrawal from Tramadol. Yes, that's correct. Thanks to John. He was like, you know what? Get your hand on some poppy seeds or some morning glory seeds. Morning glory seeds, you trip out like you're on acid. Couldn't get the morning glory seeds, but poppy seeds are easy to procure from any retailer. So here we go. Don't worry about that. All right, I'm not worried about it, John. I'm just, you know what I mean? I don't have my glasses on. I can't tell what's going on. All right. Here. Grab a crumb. He just eats some. So here we have the poppy seed. And there's plenty of oil, almond oil in this batter. Lots of moisture. So these poppy seeds are taking right to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be like an astounding bread. I really do. This is John, folks, coming up with this crap. I really don't, I can't take the credit for this. So now, into the oven we go. All right. And good morning, Dr. Martin Luther King. Thank you for posting on me this morning, Lena. You're welcome. As you need the remaining dough, I'd like to do a service, if I may. Yes, Dr. King. You certainly may. Will you do the honors for me? Yes. Good Lord Almighty. And the Mother Almighty. We give thanks and praise this morning and every morning. Lord Jesus Christ has brought us here together today as an emissary of peace. Yes. Let us take this moment to reflect. Much has happened since the assassination of many good men. I count myself, I don't want to say with pride, but something akin to pride, to be included in the number of the likes of Malcolm X, the Kennedys, and of course Johnny Lennon, and many others. There are many others in the history that never made it to the books, folks. That have been taken down, or thought to be taken down, by those who refuse to understand or live by the world in a peaceful way. I'll make this brief. Let us put an end to that bullshit. Yeah, amen. Killing the good guy. But see what they don't realize. Yes, Dr. Martin Luther King, testify. I'm doing it. Is that when they perform these acts of elimination or crucifixion or eradication in their eyes, all that they have managed to accomplish is the eruption of a greater light that encompasses more of the world, a star that bursts in the sky and sprinkles more peace and more justice everywhere. So they have defeated their purpose, really. They don't know that. It's like a firework that goes off when one of us is when one of our stars is taken down on the earthly plane. We rise immediately like a Roman candle. And that is the word. That is the word of the Lord. That is beautiful. How you doing, Marty? Great. Could not be better. Yeah? Nope. Could not be better. Yeah, you better watch the time, girl. You put that in at 20 past 11. All right, I'm already... Yeah, that's a nice new stove you got there. Thank you. Yeah, that's a hard-won piece of hardware. Yeah. You ain't kidding. You want to talk on that movie you seen last night. Yes, Duncan Jones, the son of David Bowie, is a great artist and filmmaker in his own right, and he's a multi-medium artist. He does everything, photography. Think of a son of David Bowie, and his mother was no slouch either, you know. Now, Angie, right? Yeah. Hi, Angie. Hi, Duncan. Hello, Sam Rockwell. Now, the name of this movie, yes, is Moon. And immediately upon, from the opening sequence, you'll be reminded of the 2001 Space Odyssey. It's definitely like a continuum of that whole theme. Now, the movie deals with clones. Clones that don't realize they're clones until the space mission starts going haywire. And Sam Rockwell plays the clones. And his name is Sam in the movie as well. Mm-hmm. Sam Rockwell is a genius as an actor. So Duncan's, and they're friends, these two. And Duncan's decision to use him for this role couldn't have been better. He's so enormously talented in conveying this clone who realizes all of a sudden that his life is just not his. It's like his life is just a bunch of implants of memories of a wife he loves, of a daughter he loves, of a life he loved back on Earth. But he starts to realize as his leg of the mission is coming to a close, that the government's plan is after every 3-year stint with a clone, they kill the clone off and start with a new one. Because it's much too expensive for the government to train people and send new guys up there all the time. They just keep using the same prototype over and over, and they have a seemingly limitless supply of these clones stored away cryogenically in the basement level of this fleet commander ship. I know I'm giving a lot away, but it should still be seen because it is so well done. And it brought to mind, I said to John, how many clones are down here? And John said, you would not be able to count them. I said, how many clones do I know? He said, I would not be able to tell you that. You wouldn't probably, you would conceive it, but it might be too much to give to you right now. So there's a lot of clones that, in other words, that walk among us for whatever reason. Medical testing. Just for the fuck of it. I have no idea what this government is doing, and neither does John, and neither do you. But we do know that they're doing it. And on a mass scale. So a visionary film like the one that Duncan did about this astronaut and his clones, it's reality. It's not science fiction. It's science fact. Because if it can be conceived or even dreamt of, as in Duncan's case, he wrote the whole script in like no time at all. It's a message. It's a warning, as John likes to call it. It's a harbinger. But it's nothing to be afraid of. Because the worst case scenario is if you are a clone, at least you're not a robot. And that was the other part of the film that was interesting, is that there was a HAL type of robot, but his name was Gertie. Mm-hmm. And the voice of Gertie, appropriately enough, was provided by Kevin Spacey. There's no irony lost on me in this whole film. This was very well done, very well conceived. Gertie is such a benevolent, and as in opposition to the character of good old Hal, who was like malevolent, you know. Gertie, their artificial intelligence robot friend on the spaceship, has developed feelings for them and loves them. And he wants to help the clones. He has sympathy. He sees what the mission has done to them. And that was an encouraging signal to me that this robot was the hero. The robot in the film was really a hero. And in the end, he was the merciful one, not mankind. He grew to love the clones, and he kept, like a mantra, they kept saying, even after a while, they were like, why are you helping us? What is there a reason why you're helping? They were so suspicious because of what they realized was happening to them. And he said, I'm here to serve you. That's what I was programmed to do, you know, and I care about you. That's the only reason I know that I'm helping you. And he helped them. So see the movie, because it's definitely, it'll leave a mark. Mm-hmm. Cheers to you guys, Duncan and Sam Rockwell and David. You must be, I was so proud. The movie came out in 2009, so of course I was still around. And thrilling to see him, you know, both of my kids really, they're so well adjusted, and they're everything I prayed that they would be and more. So yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed that film, Lena. I did. I loved it. John? Oh, she's such a sap, isn't she? I'm a sap for a good robot. You know, I loved the robot in Lost in Space. I told you I was in love with it. I know you were. I was in love with that robot more than anybody on the whole show. Loved that robot. Damn it. I know. I'd be like, what? I could see you as a child, the way your face would soften every time that robot spoke. And I was like, oh, great. You were jealous of the robot? I shudder to think, yes, I was. Really? Yes. Painfully so. Painfully so. But I felt a great deal of love for you for loving the robot. So it all worked out. Yeah, all worked out. Long run, baby. Hi, Mom and Dad. Yeah. Again, happy Martin Luther King Day. Praise be God and Mother. This was a great film review. I didn't know we were going to give that this morning, but I really enjoyed talking about it again. And again, I'm starting to get a whole new perspective on artificial intelligence and how it can be used to help us, and what it is indeed capable of. Also, what clones are capable of. Clones are like, you know, they're people. The question is, do they have souls? Yes, they do. John's answer, yes. Clones have souls. Yes, indeed. Yes. Because they are life. Yes, man conceived, but man could not have conceived of it without the God's intelligence behind it. So what man creates is ultimately what God created. You understand? So God created robots too, right? Again, it's all down to the freedom of choice. But if it is a living organism, it has a soul. And I see you fighting this concept a little bit. I guess I never really thought of it that way. I didn't know how to think of a clone. Well, look at that sheep. Didn't you like that little sheep? That the first clone sheep? I did. I said I love that sheep. She's so cute. Yeah. They're feeling and thinking and breeding and breeding. They can breed. We'll get to that later. Okie doke. Come on, we gotta make lunch.